How is it going, everybody? I hope everyone is doing well. So let's get that up to the camera. Let the Right One In book, and it's by John Ajvide Linguist. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. This is my 5th book of 2025. Wow, it's 2025. Okay, it's my 5th book, and I finished this book in like a week and a half or 2 weeks or less. No, I think it was like a week actually. Yeah, it felt like pretty quickly. Like it felt like 4 days or something. But yeah, I finished this book, this one right here, really quickly. It was good. It is, let's get into the non-spoiler review first. So, I would say it's a bit overstuffed. I did read a couple of Goodreads reviews towards the end of this, not like spoilers or anything, but yeah, other people said this was a bit of an overstuffed book as well. And I would say there is some extra stuff that maybe doesn't need to be in there. Just like it's a long book. This book is almost 500 pages. Depending on the copy you have, it could be more than 500 pages, but mine's kind of like a long book. Like you can see, it's bigger than my head. So, but it's still it's not necessarily like a small book or anything. But I still read it quickly, even though it was a bit overstuffed. But so, what do I have to think about this? I think the ending is pretty good, actually. If the whole book was like the ending, I give it 4 stars, probably. But, I mean, the rest of the book isn't bad either. Like, there's a lot of good parts. It has a very youthful feeling in it. And the last line kind of wraps back around to that a little bit. I'm not sure if it meant to do that on purpose or anything, but it kind of does. And, I mean, yeah, like, the first part of the book, it just reminds me of me when I was, like, 11 or 12, and just, like, kind of what it felt like, I guess. Maybe minus the bullying. I don't know if, that's not really a spoiler, right? But, like, he's kind of a bullied kid, and, like, that didn't happen for me until, like, high school, so, but, yeah. This is a horror book. I would say it's definitely a horror book, and I'm not going to say yet what type of horror it is because that might be a spoiler. But there's maybe a bit of a twist in here, which is good, and not like a huge one or anything, but kind of depends on like what you know going into it, right? And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tabs, and I would give this book like a 6.5 out of 10. It was good, but it's not a 4-star book. I like the last one I read, that I reviewed on my channel. You can go look at it. I like that one better because I finished it like in a day, literally. This one it took me about a week. So I just want to say I do like the cover a lot, and there is a movie that I'm gonna watch, and I don't know if I'll review the movie. I don't even know if I'll finish the movie because I said I was gonna watch the Salem's Lot movie on TikTok. Like I review books on TikTok. And when I reviewed that book, I said I was going to watch the movie, and I didn't finish the movie. I watched maybe like 30 minutes of it and then fell asleep and never put it back on because it was okay. It was kind of like it was shot like a rom-com. But anyways, back to this book. This book came out a year before I was even born. I would say the parts that I didn't really like it was kind of creepy at times. Like it was kind of weird. Some weird shit happening. And it was just a little bit too far sometimes. You can tell that it's a bit aged, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did really like this book. Parts that I did like were the creepy factor. It definitely had a unique kind of characters, and I guess you call them monsters to it. It definitely had some unique, and the writing was honestly pretty unique. Like, it's a very distinct book. This is the kind of book I was kind of looking for. Not exactly, but just I don't know, the vibe of it. You can tell by the cover what kind of vibe this has. Like, it's like a 2000s horror thing. I can't believe this is a movie, and I've never heard of it. The movie also has good reviews, so I'm excited to check that out. But I really don't have a lot to say for non-spoilers, so let's get into the spoilers. So from now on, there's spoilers. Also, I just want to say, I really like this thing I bought today at my college. It's like a zip-up thing. I don't know what this is called, actually, but I like it. Anyways, so if we go into spoilers now, we can start at the beginning. So there's a kid named Oscar, right, and he's living with his mom, and he goes to school, and he gets bullied. There's another guy he knows named Tommy, and Tommy's chill, right? But there's kids at school, man, they're bullying him, they're making him like oink like a pig and stuff, and it's not okay. So the first thing I tabbed was because I was hungry. Surprise, surprise, right? Anyways, it was just like some candy bars that he stole from the store, and I thought that was interesting. Because when I was younger, I liked chocolate a lot more than I did now, so yeah, just interesting. Let's go into the next tab. So this was just an interesting description. This is, there's an odd switch in the book, right? Because it's revealed that Ellie is actually Elias, and it's a guy, not a girl, so that was a surprise. But at the beginning, when she's referred to as a girl, when she, like, jumped off the jungle gym into, like, the playground area, Oscar felt a quiver in his tummy when she hit the ground. If he had tried the same jump, he would have hurt himself. But the girl landed as softly as a cat walked over to him. So that was just interesting description of, like, how high, because if Oscar would have done it, he realized he would have hurt himself. So it's just interesting, like, interesting description describing her as, like, the vampire or whatever. I don't know. And just, like, what they looked like, right? I don't know. Next thing. So this is when Jock dies, and they describe the bite feeling like a bee sting. I've never been stung by a bee before, but I thought it was just like an interesting description, I guess, to describe a vampire bite like a bee sting. Yeah, that's basically all for that tab. So I might want to write like scripted videos sometime, but for now I'm just doing it non-scripted, I guess. But like, I feel like it would be cool to have like a script so this would flow. Anyways, so he didn't want to scream anymore, didn't have the energy. The veils now covered his entire field of vision. He didn't have a body any longer. The colors danced. He melted into the rainbow. What the hell happened here? I don't remember what was going on there, but it was just an interesting description of him like passing out or something. I actually want to know what that was. He didn't want to scream anymore, didn't have the energy. The veils now covered his entire field of vision. Who is this? The fuck? Matthias? Oh, it's when he brought the kid into the change room, I think? That was weird. After a while, the woman's eyes changed, stiffened, became unseeing. Ellie closed them. They opened again. Ellie took the blanket from the floor and covered her face with it, sat up straight in the couch. Oh, so that was just after she killed the old woman? I thought that was interesting, just like... It was just a cool part in the book. I like it feels like a vampire book in like a cool way, you know? Here, let me adjust this real quick. Sorry, I just wanted to adjust that to switch it up a little bit. What's next? Small candles were lit all over, a city viewed from an airplane. Here and there, dark figures moved among the gravestones. Mom walked in the direction. Oh, so it was describing like candles somewhere and how it looked like a small city viewed from an airplane. And I've never heard that described that way in my life. So I thought that was interesting. Let's see what we have next. Is it getting too dark? Probably. She sucked harder on the finger. All good taste concentrated into one, filled her mouth. The shiver. So this is when Virginia became a vampire, and she first, like, she cut her finger by accident and had an urge to, like, right? And then it was like all good tastes came into one, filled her mouth. A shiver of well-being went through her body. She sucked and sucked. Okay, I'm not going to read that. That was weird. The last part was weird, but the description of like all the good feelings going to your body, that was just cool. All the good tastes, all the good feelings. I want to know what that feels like. I don't want to be a vampire though, not really like that. What's next? She doesn't know anything. She's super intelligent, but she doesn't know anything. What does she do all day? Sleep, of course. Where does she keep the coffin? That's right. She never slept those times she came over. She simply lay there in my bed and waited for the sun to come up. So I thought that was an interesting visual. Because I didn't realize that she wasn't sleeping the whole time. She was, like, at his house or something. Like, so, yeah. She was literally just laying in bed with him. What's next? So let me just say something. I liked the writing, but I didn't love it because, again, let's move this thing. Again, I felt like it was overstuffed at times. You know what I mean? I do feel like there was too much writing in this book. This could have been a short novella or something like that. This could have been pretty short. Namely, the tumor in the synovial node consists of brain cells. Yes, inside Virginia's heart, a separate little brain is forming. Yeah, so that's when it got weird in the book, where, like, not in a bad way, but, like, described how there was a brain inside of her heart, or, like, another heart with a brain inside of it. Because, like, when Ellie's face switches and, like, Oscar gets scared, it's kind of like that. I think that's the brain part that they were talking about or something. I would assume so. The separate vampire brain, bro. I never heard that in the vampire story before. You know, this makes me think about reading my friend's book. I mean, my friend's dad's book, because he wrote a book, but it was zombies. But maybe I'll check that out. I still have it. It's lying somewhere in my room. Okay. And Lack did not reply, simply let the words hang in the air, become encapsulated and grow until they were a large red blanket that floated around the room. Just thought that was a nice description, visuals. See what the final tab was in the book. God help me, let the light of thy face. God, sorry about that thing in the church. Sorry about everything. God, I will always believe in you, however you want. If you just let me find the light or be my friend, God. So, yeah. That was, like, when what's-his-fucking-face died, Havoc, or whatever his name was, like, when Tommy, like, fucking killed that man, bro. Like, that was, like, the final straw. Like, he was not surviving whatever the frick, you know? He wasn't. He was fucked from that point on. But, I mean, okay, so spoilers. The ending was good. I hate it. Dude, again, as I said, I didn't experience any bullying until I got to high school, right? In grade 9, I was, like, a mature looking person, right? So I kind of got bullied a bit. Maybe it wasn't for any reason. It was just because these people were awful. Dude, fucking Johnny and Jimmy in this book remind me so much of that one guy from my class. Literally, it's like it made me want to see them die so badly, or like just made me scared, and like it felt so real that I think that really added to the ending of the book, in my opinion. That's what like really concealed the ending as something I needed to read. If I didn't read the ending, I would have been wondering how it would wrapped up. Now let me say something about the ending. Ending was amazing, but I do feel like there could have been a lesson in the ending that didn't happen. Because Oscar there was kind of a lesson, like, you shouldn't kind of fight back against your bullies. Because shit could actually get fucked up, like it did in this book. but at the same time, Oscar survived. So it's like, you should fight back, and you should stand up for yourself. And there's all that good. And I'm not saying you shouldn't stand up for yourself. What I'm saying is, I feel like there's genuinely, like, dangerous people out there, and, like, if you do fight back against them, even your middle school bully, like, people know other people, and, like, fucked up shit just happens, bro. Like, Oscar almost died, right, from this situation, so I think if he would have actually died, and then Ellie would have been too late, like, dude, maybe I'm just grim or something. Maybe I like a really messed up ending. Like, one of my problems with Stranger Things season 4, spoilers, no one died. That's the thing. I mean, fucked up shit happened, and I liked that when that happened. And the show was perfect, like, when I was watching it. But after, I kind of felt like people should have died, right? And I feel the same way in this book. I feel like Oscar maybe should have died, you know? To really prove the point that maybe you shouldn't try to, like... I don't know what to do with my hair. Maybe you shouldn't try to, like, fight back against your bully just because you're standing up for yourself. Like, at the end of the day, man, you might get killed, bro. There might be some crazy people out there. Like, I feel like in my past I've been threatened with things before. It's just like, I don't know. I wasn't hoping that Oscar would die, but I was just thinking that might have happened. He might have gone that direction. That dark direction that shows what reality is all about. But anyways, it was a good vampire story. I feel like there's a lot of... I want to read more vampire books, you know what I mean? I love the movie Twilight. That might be not for everyone, but I personally love it. Is this... Yeah, this is 24. This is as wide of a shot as the camera gets. That's crazy. But yeah, I did like this book. I want to read more vampire books. I was thinking about reading The Ring. I don't know the author's name, but you know the movie The Ring. There's obviously a book, original book, that I might want to read. I'm a little bit worried about if it's translated, because this book was translated, and maybe that held the writing back in certain ways. I just feel like it does. Even if the translator is really good, they're still a translator, not the original author, right? So I kind of want to read maybe a book that was originally written in English, because I don't feel like learning a new language right now. So, I don't know. I'll probably go to Chapters this weekend and look around, try and find something that was really written in English. But the translator was great for this book. I'm just saying maybe it would have been amazing if I read this in Swedish, right? Or if this book was originally written in English. I don't know. Anyways, there were some great scenes in this book. There's one scene that really stuck out to me. I mean, maybe it was because I was listening to music, but there's one scene where Ellie's in the hallway, and just, like, the description of the light going off of her as she, like, ran up the stairs into her room, or not into her room, but, like, to her room, to her house, to her apartment, or whatever. That scene, the description of that scene was really good, and cool, so. But, yeah, overall it was a good experience. If you like vampire books, I'd recommend this book, for sure. If you're not a huge fan, if you don't like horror, don't fucking read this book. There's some weird shit in this book that you don't want to read. Seriously, even if you... Doesn't matter if you like horror, there's some fucked up shit that's just creepy, bro. And I feel like this book has rereadability, but some scenes I would maybe not... I might skip over, maybe. Who knows? I don't usually skip over scenes. I read The Troop by Nick Cutter, didn't skip over any scenes. This book, I feel like, is worse in some ways. I didn't really like The Troop by Nick Cutter that much. I would say this book is better. But is this book the quintessential vampire book? Am I on the hunt for that? Maybe. And this is not it. Let me tell you something. This is good, but it's not great. It's pretty good. Overall, I give it a... Not 3.5, I give it like a 3.25. So it narrows down to a 3, and I'm going to rate it 3 on Goodreads. But yeah, guys. Good characters. And I do like how it's revealed that it's not a girl. I don't know, it just kind of like, it adds to the book a bit. But anyways, good characters, and I don't really have much else to say in this review. Like, it was a good book, okay? If you like vampire books, read it. Yeah. And again, I maybe shouldn't have impulse purchased this. Let me know what you guys think. Let me unzip it as well for like the other review of it. But I really like this like track thing. I don't know if this is what that is, but it's just a sweater. I like it. Anyways, I'm gonna go see if I can see the sunset, and subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, that's okay, I guess. I'm gonna do more book reviews on this channel. I'm gonna maybe get a mic one day. I don't know. I'm just trying to get better with the camera. This video obviously is gonna look better than the other one so far, 100%. And I'm excited to see it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.